Welcome, watchers from beyond the plains. I am the DM Goon Daddy. I am being distracted by 5 things. I need to dispel them all. I am the Dungeon Master, your Daddy Master, your Dungeon Daddy, your Daddy of the Dungeon. To put it simply, I am the God of this world. I am the GMMC. And I will be the leader of our little adventure that we're going to go on. But I can't adventure all by my lonesome. I need to bring in my wonderful cast.
Language hard.
I can't do language. Speak improper.
Yes. Absolutely.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Oh, hello.
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 We've been waiting
If
for
use
you.
big words, then sound smart. Yes.
I was
very
doing.
big words,
I was tripping.
Fine,
I was
we
tripping.
understand.
I was tripping on the ghost dogs. It's okay.
The ghost dogs.
So let's
Did
do
I miss something?
let's go to the thing. Let's go over to the Pixie
Let's
Mart.
do the
It's
thing.
a fun little place where you
What's a
can
fun little
send
thing to
items
the tiny
into
little
our
place?
space. It's the place where items can be sent. It's the Pixie Mart. You just pick an item that you want to send, then give it a rating from common to artifact, and then you send the amount of money listed, and then a character you want to gift it to. It's the Pixie Mart. Anyway, proceeds are split 5 ways amongst all of our fantastic people here. So if you want to do that, you can visit the Pixie Mart yourself. If you go to the Goon Daddy Discord server, and you can go and check that out and do the things, and you can send a message and the monies, and that's how you do that. That's how you give us money if you want to. It's up to you guys, really. So now it's time to go and ask ourselves some character questions. They're character questions, so we learn about our characters. A little bit about the insides of their brain spaces. So today's character question comes to us from Jack Black. Jack Black asks, he writes and he says, "Hey, radical adventuring dudes and dudettes, it's me. It's me, Jack Black, from your favorite movie, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. My question is thus: what is your character's favorite midnight snacky? Snacky snackaroo, snacka skadoosh. Signed, Jack Black, from the Kung Fu Panda movie."
Oh.
I feel like my brain has latency.
I am in love with the energy that we've brought into the studio
Dear
today.
God.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Graham crackers. Definitely graham crackers.
Fuck.
Ken is a
in love with
graham cracker dog.
Definitely a graham cracker. Fallen, I think you dying is actually making me die worse than anything
I'm
else.
sorry, I'll stop dying as soon as I can. I'll let you know.
Nah, man, I live for this kind of humor. It's fine.
Yes.
What's your favorite midnight snack,
Blues, I
big
think, would
lizard
be
man?
a open face, fuck, I forgot the name of it. PB&J. With
An
bananas.
open faced PB&J with bananas.
Yeah.
It's an uncooked toast, basically.
What?
That's
No,
what.
with
That's what.
toast.
Well,
No,
it's
no,
an
with
open face.
toast.
An open
Yeah,
faced
do you put
PB&J
your
is
entire
basically.
PB&J in the toaster when it's made and then you toast it? No, you toast the bread and then make it.
I guess
I actually did that once as a kid. It ruined our toaster.
Oh no! Oh no!
We can have a panini press fine, maybe, but like even that I don't think
It's gonna do a great job on it.
Mm.
But yeah,
I just
that's
never understood the appeal of an open faced sandwich.
It's like double the sandwich. When you're poor,
It's
You get
the
2
same amount of
sandwiches, you feel
sandwich.
some-
It's just actually more work to eat.
Yeah, okay, but when you're no, it's
Okay, it's
look,
poor life.
I know about being poor.
Child poor life meant, hey, you're gonna get 2 PB&Js, and those 2 PB&Js are going to be open-faced.
Oh, so your mom
PB&Js,
just
and I'm like,
gaslit
fuck
you.
yeah. No, she didn't.
You were gaslit by your mom about
No, I
about the
didn't.
truth.
I convinced myself
About-
doing it that way.
you
Because,
gaslit yourself.
Instead of asking your mom,
You
of going
gaslit
like, hey,
yourself
can I have
about
2 PB&Js,
the truth
when you
of
no, you can't get 2 PB&Js.
open-faced
you just
sandwich
make up
lies.
2 PB&Js. I feel like you're just not respecting my culture that I grew up in. And I feel like
I grew up in the same culture.
Don't
We're
you
all
dare
poor
identify
here.
with My culture.
We're all poor here. Come on.
Just because you feel like you're part of it doesn't mean you're part of it.
Oh my
Put on
god.
dreadlocks and shit now.
Oh my god.
Fuck, no,
I'm sorry.
David raids the pantry for oyster crackers. Mainly because I raid the pantry for oyster crackers.
Do you mean like those little like saltine crackers? Like,
No. They're like raw, they're like either like, they're like little hexagonal crackers that you would get in a little packet when they served soup, except I hate soup, so I just eat the crackers that nobody wanted.
like not square ones?
Well,
Like I don't know, maybe that's a difference between like a Canada and US thing. But like normally here, like you
Look
get
them up!
soup from, like, any
Oyster
regular-
crackers, baby!
I don't know.
Oyster
hold on, just because
crackers!
You get Canada, they're always like what the company's name? Here, hold on, I have a box of we have a box of them over here in the kitchen room. Yeah, like the premium plus crackers. Like those ones are little square ones. I don't know. Whenever we go get soup or something, normally those.
Look up oyster crackers.
No, I know what an oyster cracker is. I just was just kind of like a little bit like.
They're hexagonal. I don't know what to tell you. First you fight me on sandwiches, now you're fighting me on crackers?
Man, I will fight anyone on anything.
Doing nothing.
What is going on? What is this
Now
energy?
Amy's
Okay,
being
so I want you to
noisy.
know, I typed in oyster cracker and like, yeah, I've got what the? No, okay, never mind. I don't even know what these are. I've never seen these in my life.
Yeah, no, they're like these teeny
They're so
tiny
weird.
little
I thought
round
they were
things
like
that
bigger when you
almost.
said like with soup, and I was like, what do you mean?
They kind of look
Yeah,
delicious
no,
though.
They're
Really
awesome.
good. It looks like I'll eat
They're
a bowl of them
tiny.
in like 2 seconds, but like,
Yeah,
Man,
they're like not sweet cereal.
They're from the same brand though. They're from the brand Premium.
oh, they are. Oh yeah, they are. Premium soup oyster crackers. That's so weird.
The oyster
Maybe I
crackers
don't eat
here
enough-
are
maybe it's-
hexagonal.
Maybe it's a seafood thing. Hold on.
I don't know. Hey, I believe Skortch and Howle still have to tell us about their favorite midnight snack.
Yes, Skortch would be
Oh, no.
popcorn because it's
Popcorn?
something that she could make in her room.
Yo, that's true. To the dismay of a sleeping Howle, I imagine.
Yes.
Well, now I'm just looking at pictures of clam chowder.
So like, Midnight snack.
Mm.
Howle knows it's unhealthy to eat at night, so he doesn't eat snacks. Not at all. He totally doesn't eat any of Skorch's popcorn.
Sure.
Or sneak out into the kitchen for chocolate. Not at all.
Us.
A nocturnal sweet tooth.
Ma says bought chocolate for the kids. The kids go to the kitchen. There's no chocolate. What do you mean? Howle in the corner, face covered in chocolate. I don't know what you're talking about, my homies.
Okay,
Everyone rolls a 1 on perception,
think
so
we're
no one
all-
actually knows.
I think we're warmed up. Let me get this music stuff queued up here. Last time on Daddy's Dungeon Beastmasters of Paternia, 2 things happened. We went shopping and we got some cool swag, cool things from Claude's Casita of Curiosities, mainly bracers of defense, a potion of Dragon's Majesty or Magistery. Can't remember what the word was. Oh, a collar of Find Steed. And there were some more free ghost teeth given out. That's always fun. Am I missing anything?
No,
No.
because we didn't get the shield.
We didn't get the shield.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did some of that. The spirit of the red dragon that was, marrying the townspeople against their will is more or less eternally trapped in that spot now in the center of town, forever cursed to apologize till every last person he wronged has come, and for them to be apologized to. We had a long conversation about timey-wimey nonsense and just trying to get the story straight. That Malachite was just, it came out that everyone is elemental, basically gods in human form, reincarnate. There was a little bit of a spat between Blu and his divine beast, and we last left our heroes with David being sent on a timey-wimey trip, holding onto the actual tiny dragon turtle, a Watu. And us at home, we see David's mind travel through time. But our people here in the ship see David blink out of existence, and he is sent on a small little adventure to the time of King David II, the Wizard King, wherein he accidentally spills a whole lot about time travel, leading to King David II's famous theories on time travel and chronomancy, and he dropped the Big D sword, which was a plot thread that I have no idea what to do with, so I'm dropping it back in time. And David is returning to the time that is now in our timeline, holding on to a Watu. And everyone watches as a very shook up David, still holding a Watu, lands back on the couch, and a Watu the dragon turtle looks over at Malachite, and he speaks. Hold on, I gotta find the same rain on the window. Okay, cool. Watu speaks, and he says, "It's time." And Malachite says, "Wait, what? What? No, wait, no, it's not. No. And then Watu blips out with the same magic effect that David had just experienced, but now Watu is just gone, and the lights inside of the dragon turtle start to flicker on and off, and you can feel the ship losing speed and momentum in the air. And Malachite, he's suffering from a different trauma altogether, as you see him hunch over into like a semi-standing fetal position, and you can see emanating from the core of his stance a green mass of sparkling, shimmering mana. His form is condensing into this mana, and until all that is left is this orb of this malachite-looking, sparkly mass of just raw malachite magic. And mere seconds before you presume that the Watu, the dragon turtle, the ship, hits the ground, you see Malachite's aura expand and explode throughout all of the ship. And finally, the lights are back on. The balloon fills back up, and everyone make a con save.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is a 9.
Okay. A 9, a 19, a 22, 16, and let me just check for David. Oh, come on. David. Con save. Okay.
I'm gonna use an action while this is happening to draw into my shell and gain advantage on the roll.
That's fine. You can roll a 16. Everyone.
Okay.
I mean, everyone was either sitting. But Skortch, you were really engaged in this conversation, and so you were sitting at the edge of the seat. So you're the only one who actually falls over onto the floor as a Watu regain stability in the air. Malachite is gone, but the ship is back to normal. Malachite's staff clatters to the ground. What do you do?
Well, shit, I guess he told us that would happen, eh? Think?
I mean, I wasn't ready for it to happen now.
And is David back?
Yeah, David's back. He looks like he's time hungover.
Ken's gonna, like, walk up beside him and go, "Hey!"
God damn it, Ken. You've always been so annoying. Why do I remember that? Okay, and then that was great. How many grades was that, Grandpa? And then, oh shoot, I dropped the sword. Everything hurts. My whole brain. It hurts. Yeah, you're gonna have to get used to that. Malachite. It's Malachite's voice, emanating from somewhere.
Wait, so Malachite's still here?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. $22.
Malachite is the ship now.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh,
And his voice is, like, playing over loudspeakers.
Yeah, it's like over the intercom. Yep, I'm the ship now. Awatsu was here, and now he's not here, because now he's off to go be time, and now I have to be the one to be the ship.
Well, that doesn't sound,
It's not
too pleasant.
It's not fun. I had stuff to do with my legs, and now I have 4 really big ones, but now I can't. Okay. Let's just throw a wrench in.
Well, hey, you could shrink down into a tiny little amulet, Jyden. Or not Jyden, sorry. Who's Jyden? And David could wear you on your, on his neck. You could see the world that way.
That amulet was so tacky. Well, who knows what form I'll take it, because now, well, I mean, David is a very much different person than I was, so the amulet may not be an amulet, it may be something else, and he might have a completely different other alternate forms. I mean, the only thing that should be the only thing that is constant is this form here. Wait, so you're not gonna be an amulet? I don't know. I haven't been turned into something else yet. Can I take your staff? Why? Do you need it? No.
David, why do you need a staff? You're not even a caster.
I might be. Who knows?
But I mean, couldn't Skortch or Howle get some use out of it? They're primarily casters.
Hey, it's my stick.
Yeah, I don't need David's. It's fine.
Yeah, David picks up Malachite's staff.
Yeah, fair.
David, do you even know how to use that?
If David and Malachite are like the same person,
It's a stick.
sort of, but not, then maybe David can use it and become a caster.
In the blink of an eye, you see that David has experienced another like temporal piece of nonsense. Well, I just leveled up. Cool. Great. Ow. Mixie.
What's a level up?
Oh, yeah. What is a level up? Wait. Yeah. No, I get it. It's, yeah, never mind. Malachite? Yeah. Are we almost home? Because I'll help you do whatever shopping you needed to get done, before you became the turtle. Yeah, well, let's get, yeah, we're almost there. I can see the shore now. And through the cockpit of Awatsu, which is ostensibly now Malachite's actual head, you see the what's it called? Skyline of Paternia. And it is very pretty, very nice.
It'll be good to be home again.
Yeah, we've all grown an awful lot. Ow.
I've never been here before.
I'm gonna go lie down. And David goes to lay down on his couch, and he's like, "Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's my room now, isn't it?
Oh, you get the bedroom.
That's my room now, isn't it?"
Yeah, well,
And then
enjoy it.
David sprints into Malachite's old room, which is now his room, And all of Malachite's stuff is gone, and all of stuff that would have, that if Malachite had never started the adventure, all of David's stuff is now in that room. Time has corrected itself, and he flops over on the bed.
David, Ken goes up to the door. Since you're Malachite and all now, do you have a thing for cats? Especially bipedal ones, usually, I don't know, 5'7" in height. Fights with a rapier, is a bit of an asshole.
Make an insight check.
Okay. I can do those. 23.
Okay, as you're describing this hypothetical cat person, you see David's toes in his socks curl up, and you see a slight flush of pink in his cheeks. But he's still giving you like a blank stare. It's not that he is attracted to Dandy Jack right now, it's that he doesn't know that he's attracted to Dandy Jack.
There's gonna be something awakening in you.
There's a term for this. It's called bi-oblivious. Last call to do literally anything here on the ship before we end up in Paternia.
I'm excited to get home for a little bit.
We should show Ken around a little.
Oh yeah! Oh, I can't wait till you get to see our home and everything else. It'll be wonderful, Ken.
Yeah, I believe it. I've never been to a kingdom before. Not a real one, anyway.
Skortch, you hear like a clawing, scratching sound on the roof where stop breathing into your mic, Ken. Where the sunroof opens up, like a clawing, scratching sound.
Okay, I go to investigate.
You go over and like open up the sunroof just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And in flies a messenger falcon.
Oh, hi.
And on it reads, please state your purpose, coming here, who is you, why is you, just stuff like that. It's like a form.
We've entered foreign airspace and they want.
Well, you recognize this as just like a standard issue. There's a standard issue Falcon of who is you.
Okay, I want to respond with like, we are the royal children returning home.
The brats have returned.
Huzzah! Yeah. What else do you put on the thing? Just everything that you want to put on the thing.
Names, social security numbers.
I do want to state that Ken is with us in case that's ever a question.
Ken.
I don't know what else. Should
And
I
your
put on it?
purpose here, stuff like that.
We're coming home.
We came home.
Right. Okay.
Ding.
Yeah. Okay. So you fill out all of that stuff, and the Falcon flies off. Where do you guys want? Well, you see, here's another thing you notice as you enter Paternian airspace. You it would be. I'm totally 100% not leveling up David right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You notice that the spire built by the Spear King, King David III, has got some new stuff on it, mainly like docks, like boats, like boat docks, but they're not boat docks. They're docks in the air, and there is most of them are empty, but there is one very spherical. One, the only word really to describe it would be airship of some kind. Anyone else want to make some kind of investigation check or some kind of intelligence-based check to try to discern what that is?
Ken has his face pressed up against the window, but he doesn't know what the fuck it is.
Naturally.
Can I use Arcana?
Go for it.
Arcana does sound like a good one.
Oh,
What did you roll? I'm not looking at the thing.
7.
7? You know it has something to do with air magic.
I got a 12, if that makes any difference.
Well, you think... You pick up on air magic and a little bit of fire magic. But you're not really sure what exactly that might be. I mean, it's definitely some kind of airship.
Definitely new.
It's definitely new, and it's exciting, and we have no idea what's going on.
Yes.
I definitely want to go visit it.
I mean, Malachite is like, oh, that's definitely a dock for airships. We should probably park there. I mean, I don't want to break anything like we did with Ken's lawn.
Yeah, still a little pissed about that, but it's okay.
All right, and our big old bus turtle ship parks in the well, you now see a big wooden sign that says Paternian Air Docks, courtesy of Queen Etheria. And who should be meeting you there but Queen Etheria, dressed in more military garb than the picture that we know her from here in where is that not the right? Oh, I did not put that picture in the right zone. I'm a bad DM. She's dressed in more of a military uniform. Think more of the cat captain from Treasure Planet.
Mm-hmm. I definitely want to make an insight on that.
Yeah, go make an insight on your aunt.
Yeah, no, that's a 5.
She's taking some bold fashion choices. That's it. That is all
sure.
you get. And Malachite's turtle mouth moves over and plants his big old chin on the dock and opens wide.
Alright, everyone, pile out.
Welcome home, everyone. Welcome home, says Queen Etheria, your mom. Welcome home, dear Blue and Howle and Skortch.
So nice to be home again.
And who are you?
Oh.
Are you... Sorry, phone. Are you talking to me?
Yes, you're the only person I do not recognize out of all of my children.
I guess so. Hi, I'm Ken.
Ken.
That's Ken with a Q.
Ken.
Not at the end. It's almost like there's a K there, but
Why
there's
does
not a
that
K. It's a
name
Q.
sound familiar? Oh, are you're not Coral's child, are you?
Holy shit! You know Dad?
I adventured with your father.
No shit.
Yes. I mean, I don't want to use that profanity, but yes. Defecation. Where's David? Where's my boy?
He's in his room.
Probably taking a shower.
And Malachite?
He's the ship now?
He's right behind us, actually. Yeah.
Hi, Mom. giant Malachite turtle mouth. Oh.
It's just time magic, don't question it.
Something along the lines of the timeline correcting itself,
Okay.
and him losing his body, and
Oh.
David inheriting his power.
Yeah,
and now
my
he's the ship.
my mana is now the thing powering the ship instead of the actual turtle. I mean, I am still the turtle Awatu, but whatever. Sure. I'm sure. Yes. Did you guys fill out the Falcon?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Well, I did.
There was a falcon?
There was a Falcon, and yes. So that means most definitely that your father your fathers are going to hear it, and yes. That means that there's going to be a great big welcoming home ceremony, which means I need to. And she disappears.
Okay, she's gone.
Just like Mom, and she's gone in an instant.
And
Oh yeah, that's normal.
David walks out of the mouth of a Watu kite, I guess. Oh, she disappeared? Oh.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's getting ready for like a return ceremony or something like
Yeah,
that.
welcome home thing.
Welcome
Something
home.
along those lines.
Okay. Brady?
Well,
Brady Bunch, are you here? Brady? I guess he's not in earshot. He's not, man, I so miss the way he shined on my boots.
I'm sure you can get him to do it later.
I mean, if there's
I've
gonna
never
be a
even
ceremony,
understood the need for boots. Why do you need shoes?
because my toes are disgusting.
Yeah, no, I guess I don't have toes. I just have.
Okay. And then now
Yeah, we need them to
David
protect our
turns
feet.
around to a Watu kite. So do I use a Watu's name or your name, or are you a Watu? I mean, we all three of us are a Watu, I guess. And I mean, I didn't really think this far. Just say it with feeling. And
Wait, so if I call out my own name, does that mean Long Shen will appear?
I don't know.
I might try that one day.
And so David like plants his feet and he puffs up his chest and he says, "Malachite," and nothing happens. I guess a Watu.
Well, that answers that question.
I guess a Watu is the word. And then, okay, he plants Malachite's staff and shifts his body weight around, raises his hand again and says, "A Watu." And Malachite's form disintegrates in the the way that we've seen hundreds of times, well, many times before. The purple dust, not the purple, the green sparkles and the dust particle effects and stuff like that. And this time, instead of the amulet that forms, a Watu, stop breathing into your microphone. A Watu culminates into a bigger Disker shape, and it's now, instead of an amulet of a Watu, it is the shield of a Watu.
Ooh.
Okay, a shield. That is
Snazzy.
definitely more my style. And he says as he puts his hand in the shield, yeah. And the shield like glows whenever every time Malachite like says like a syllable. Yeah, I am. I feel animated. Wait. And he like holds the shield out without having his arm in it, and like sets it there, and it floats. Okay. And the Malachite like spins of his own the Malachite shield like spins of its own own will and like looks around. It's like, I guess I can float in place.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Cool. And you guys hear the bated breath and the footsteps of someone like struggling to get up the stairs, and from the mouth of the opening of this new port area comes a familiar face, the loyal butler of the Paternian family, Fred Sanfordson. Hello. I am Fred Sanfordson, loyal butler. I hope to. Yes. Oh, yes. You guys are all back. That's right. Oh, good. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you again, Skortch and Howle and Master David and Master Blue and.
Goodness, are you okay?
This is a lot of stairs.
It's
a lot of stairs. Yes. And you are probably, it's fine. I was sent to usher you guys to the hall. Let's go.
Definitely don't miss the constant busy formality of this home.
Yeah, this is like really, what's the word? royal?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's our home. We're
I
royalty.
definitely couldn't live here.
You'll get used to it.
And you guys get shuffled down the many flights of stairs, and you end up at the a place right before the Great Grand Hall, like right in the corridor right before the Great Grand Hall, and you hear from the inside a whole bunch of murmuring and whispering and stuff, and it's the sound of dignitaries and nobles being dignitaries and nobles and doing their blah, 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 blah. And now I need to just I need a little something. I need like a name and a title, and I know who you are, but like what have you accomplished so that I can send you in properly. And David suddenly everyone looks at everyone who's looking at David sees that he just suddenly takes a point of exhaustion, and he walks over to Fred Sanfordson and says, King Prince David V, heir to the throne of Paternia. Let's go with Beastmaster of Will. I'll probably get less questions that way. And Fred Sanfordson ushers him over to the opening of the doorway, and Sanfordson announces, presenting David V of Paternia, heir to the throne and Beastmaster of Will! And everyone claps as David makes his royal entrance into the Great Grand Hall. Who's next?
Skortch, Howle.
Yeah, I feel like we should go in order. I'll go next.
What have you accomplished, lady?
I guess just keep on theme and like Beastmaster of Fire.
Oh, very nice. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me real fast, Skortch.
Okay. That was almost a 20, but dirty 20.
You smell something rank. Just rank on Fred Sanfordson. But you don't really have time to think about it because Fred Sanfordson ushers you to the opening of the Great Grand Conference Gathering Hall and says, presenting Lady Skortch of Paternia, returning home from her adventure as the Beastmaster of Fire! And all of the dignitaries clap and make a big ruckus as you start doing your ladylike. How does Skortch rock this runway?
His like that whole royal strut thing, like head held high.
Give me a charisma check.
Okay.
Or maybe a performance, whatever you feel like.
I'll go with performance.
Doki doki.
No, that's
11. There has been. It's all right. It's passable. It's passable. Yeah. You were thrown off by the rankness on the rankness of the stankness.
Yeah, I'm gonna be letting Etheria know about that.
Okay. And who's next?
Howle, Beastmaster of Air, I guess.
Oh,
on theme.
Okay, very on theme. All right, thank you so much. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
All right. Oh, that's better.
Ooh.
You don't sense anything on him, actually.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, you don't sense anything. This is just your good friend. This is just your good friend, pseudo trickery mentor, and family butler Fred Sanfordson.
All right.
And he says, presenting Sir Howle of Paternia, Beastmaster of Air. And how do you rock this runway? And also, where is Artosh?
Oh, I want Artosh to be beside me.
Okay. Was there a point where I don't know? I don't know if it was clear how obvious I intended the collar of Feinstein to be for Artosh, but did that happen at any point?
I wasn't 1,000% sure.
No, I mean, it's up to you guys, obviously, but.
I don't think we attached it to anything. Did we?
Okay.
Nah, it's just in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, like Skortch got it, so I figured it was Skorch's item.
Anyway.
Right on. I feel that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Artosh is beside you. How do you rock this runway?
Yeah, so I'm walking through with my hands on sort of the back of his neck.
Both of
Head
them?
held high and just sort of gliding. No, just one hand.
Okay.
Sorry, did I say hands? I meant
Yeah,
hand.
you said hands. I was like, you're choking.
I definitely
Artosh
did
from
not.
behind.
No.
Okay, no. So you're, just okay. Give me a check for your roll for your runway walk.
That could be better.
It could be better.
We got the same.
Artosh doesn't really step in time because they're an animal.
Yeah.
It's all right. You do catch Tiberius giving Artosh a dirty look. Who's next?
I believe that leave. I'll go.
Oh, hello, Sir Blue. How are you today?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm all right. What's going on?
Well, I have a giant unicorn in the aspect of the Earth, so you do with that what you like.
Okay. So that's okay. Cool. Yeah. Presenting Prince Blue of Paternia, Beastmaster of Earth. And obviously, Voltus isn't equipped to you. He's walking beside you, in his little toy unicorn form. How do you rock this one, Ray? How do you rock the runway?
As we go over, I look down at Foltus. Come on, neither of us want to disappoint on this show. Just attach to Mia for a moment.
No. I look fabulous.
No, you really don't. Let's not disappoint. I can rock it. I just want you to have some glory here.
No.
Quickly.
Oh, now you want. Now you want to show me off. Okay.
Yes, to our home, to our family, to those that we. No, never mind. You know what? You can stay on your own.
I mean, if you want, you can try to roll a check to convince him.
Sure. I'll try to persuade him. Yeah, no. Okay, stays the same. Fine, you stay down there.
Voltus trots his little trot all the way down the runway. Go ahead and make a performance check, Blue.
Okay. Ooh, same.
You are a little lackluster. Your tiny toy unicorn outshines you on this runway. And finally, Ken, this short, bald, deeply melanated man looks up at you and says, "Hello, and you are, and
I am Ken.
You are Ken.
I am Ken.
Okay, that's it.
There's supposed to be more.
All right. Presenting Ken.
And Ken walks up on the stage, and I'm just not gonna roll. I'm gonna treat this as a natural one, because Ken just keeps walking.
He just keeps walking down the runway?
Just keeps walking.
So Ken, as you keep walking past the obvious line made by the other royal children, and you keep walking until you are inches away from the face of a very blonde, very bearded, a very regal-looking man sitting in a big chair on the main like throne area. In a throne, because that's what it is, and because I'm totally not just continuing to talk so I have time to scroll through all of my assets here. And because you've walked and like made face-to-face contact with King David IV of Paternia.
Okay, here's the thing. Does King David have a drink right now?
Yes, he's holding a bejeweled goblet of some kind of mead.
Ken reaches out, takes the drink, and goes, "Oh, thanks." Takes and just swings it down.
Oh
in a blinding blur of brown fur, a line so good because it rhymes. Your shoulders are gripped very tightly by two very, soft, but very firm hands. The hands of Tiberius, the second king of Paternia, the Wolfman, as he lifts you off of your feet.
Do I have the goblet in my hand?
Yes.
Bonus action, Misty Step, back to the guys.
Okay. back in line?
Yep. With the goblet.
How do we roll for balls? Oh my
Roll a balls check.
charisma. It's definitely a charisma check here of some kind.
Yeah.
Intimidation?
Maybe?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
No, it's not Ken's not trying. He's a dumbass.
Well, yeah, okay, but like...
Ken's a dumbass.
It
But,
could
like-
just be performance.
Just
Okay, but what if the dumbassery is intimidating in itself? Like,
Yeah.
you're not trying to intimidate, but...
He wasn't intending to intimidate.
okay.
Well, yeah, that's not...
You have a minus in intelligence, correct?
Yes.
Okay, whatever that value is, make it a plus and then add it to a d20.
Okay. That's fun.
I love it. Oh my god.
Oh my!
So exactly what he said just happened.
Like exactly what he just Misty.
It was a 1.
He Misty steps all the way back and he's just like holding the goblet and just kind of drinks out of it.
In a similar, like, blinding fast speed, the Tiberius the Wolfman, he has you, Ken, down on your knees, head like pressed very firmly into the ground, and Tiberius shoots Blue a look like, excuse me? What's going on here?
How did he get over there and get me after I Misty stepped back to my friend?
He's Tiberius the Wolfman. He's a king. He's very good.
Okay, jeez.
He's basically Batman if Batman was just a lycanthrope that never turns back into a man and is also the king of a kingdom.
He's still got the drink in his hand.
And it's definitely tipped over. Wait.
Can I make a dexterity check
Yes,
to
you can make a dexterity check to see if you drop this drink.
I'm just covering my
Oh,
face.
totally.
Like, oh, he's not with
Oh,
us.
no. Yeah, the drink is knocked over. The drink is knocked
Oh
over.
man,
now
you
it's
made me spill it. Now who's the real criminal?
again, Tiberius, like, shoots a look over at Blue, like, explain yourself.
Tiberius, get off of him. This is a ceremony. We'll talk about it afterwards. Just let it slide.
King David steps down from the throne, and he's like, no, I would like an explanation now. This man stole my drink.
It's delicious.
I know, it's my favorite. Why did you steal it from me?
Because I thought it was mine.
No, it was very clearly mine. David, my boy, how are you? Who is this idiot?
Tiberius, get off of him.
David steps up. Well, you remember those stories you told us about when you went off to find your destiny? Oh yes, I love those stories. And do you remember how you were accompanied by a martial arts master? Oh yes, Master Coral, a good personal friend of mine. I will respect that man till the day he dies.
Yeah, it's his son.
No, he is not.
You just say this with the just biggest wide open mouth slow-mo turn of no.
Tiberius, when he hears this, Tiberius stands up and is like, huh?
I told you. Don't listen to me, sure. Told you.
From the back of the meeting room, from the back of the Great Hall. Actually, let's do a little bit of a flash. Let's do a little bit of a flash to a different time. when Awatuite was dematerialized into David's new shield, there was a slumbering passenger aboard who unwittingly fell. And that was Jiro. She was fine. She's a dragon. And after leaving a sizable crater in some person's house, she dusted herself off and made her way to the castle. And everyone, you guys hear Fred Sanfordson exclaim, "Presenting!" And you hear very large, wait, I thought I added those. Where are they?
Wonderful.
Freaking, they were big footsteps. Where did they go?
She made it just in time.
Presenting! Okay, imagine I have big footstep sounds for this. Presenting Queen of the Blue Dragons of Kanch, Jiro! And you see, Blue, you see Tiberius's ears
I was gonna
perk
say,
way the heck up.
Can I lean over to him and go, "Hey, Mom's home."
Perk way the heck up as this full adult blue dragoness walks into the grand central chamber, to the shock and awe of all of the nobles and dignitaries. A few noble ladies faint. And she says, hello, and she clicks her shimmer collar back on and returns to her much more appropriate MILF form. She says, hello, it's nice to meet you all. And she locks eyes with Tiberius, and she starts to walk towards the rest of you.
Yep, she knows how to make an entrance. Also, Dad, play it cool. Play it really cool.
Ken gets up and dusts himself. Just looks down at the drink and just like, damn it, man.
King David goes, Tiberius, is that who I think it is? And Tiberius goes, Queen Etheria now appears, and she is confused about three things. The fact that King David is up out of his chair, for one. The fact that King David's goblet is tipped over on the ground, that's two. And three, that Tiberius's tail is wagging in a very particular way that she only knows from one place, the bedroom. And she goes, Queen Etheria goes, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you guys have a nice, wonderful day. It's so nice that you guys were here to welcome our children and our children's guests back to Paternia. Now, please go and enjoy the lovely spread that our staff has. As she keeps talking and rambling on like this, as all the dignitaries slowly leave, and she goes, "What precisely the fuck is going on?"
Well, we went on a lot of adventures to a lot of different lands. We picked up some new friends like Ken over here, who's apparently, the son of Dad's old friend.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, and then we also picked up my mom.
Your mother.
Yes, my mother.
Your mother.
My mother.
Like biological everything.
Like biological before Paternia.
You see, frick, I forgot the color of her stone. But you see a flash of light, streak across Etheria's eyes as she, it's obvious that she like took a little peek inside of Jiro's mind, and she says, "Oh, right," and she walks up and she does a little curtsy to Jyro, and Jyro does in kind, and they kind of do this lock eyes walk around of each other, just sizing each other up, and finally there's an extended hand by Etheria, and a handshake is made and met, and everything is Crisis averted. Crisis, whatever was going to happen, didn't happen.
Lean back over to Tiberius again. Yep, that could have went a lot worse.
Ken picks up the goblet and, can I get a refill?
Ken, not the time.
King David snatches his goblet out of your hand, Ken. Can I get a refill?
Can we share?
No. It's at that point that Brady Bunch enters with Will and Grace, and takes the king's goblet away and swaps it with an identical filled goblet.
Man, didn't anybody ever teach you sharing is caring?
I don't care about you just yet.
Willin!
Oh,
So
hey.
kind of like.
Hello. Hey, it's nice to see you guys back.
Hello!
Good.
Do you guys need anything?
Yeah, can you get Ken a glass of whatever Dad was drinking?
I'm not supposed to give anyone the king.
Yeah, that's
King's
will be
reserves.
please.
No.
Yeah, we just came
I
back
could
from
literally
a long
die.
journey.
I
You will be fine.
You won't
I
die.
could literally die. He could have me
lit-
executed for that.
No. If that happens, like, oh my god, that's horrible. That won't happen.
I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can find. And Will and Grace scampers away back to the kitchen. And Braden Bunch like stands off to the corner. And David like snaps his fingers twice and points down at his boots. And Braden instinctually, like he doesn't even realize what's going on, but he like instinctually goes over and starts shining David's boots.
David,
What? My boots needed shining.
you could at least say hi first. Goodness.
Hi, Brady. Hello, your lord. My lord. Your lord, my... It's fine. It's been a while. Thank you, my lord. So...
Whoa!
That's Will and Grace for anyone who hasn't never seen Will and Grace before. He's very cool. He's very cool looking. He's a funky man. King David goes, well, tell me all about your adventures. Yes, good time as any.
Oh God!
Ken has like taken a plate of cheeses and just goes, where to start?
See, those cheeses were for everyone. That is the right thing to do.
And the cheeses are gone. Just like, I'm sorry, what? Everybody was? I thought everybody got one of these.
Willen, we're going to need more cheeses. Yes, my lord.
Yeah, you know how much me and David ate during our training weeks? Like, double that is his daily dose.
Oh, all right. No, I'll just have
This
him
man
keep.
eats like a workhorse, I
We'll just
swear.
have him keep going. It's at that point that through the great big this great big side balcony of the grand chamber, flies in a little swallow that perches on Queen Etheria's shoulder, and she takes a little note off of it and reads for a minute or two and says, "Oh, Blue, you're being summoned by the Oracle."
Sorry, what?
Yeah, Blue, you're being summoned by the Oracle, and she says right here specifically to bring your other self. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll tag along. Not like he'll listen to me, but
I'm right here. Don't talk like I'm not here. And Queen Etheria goes, like, everyone who doesn't know what Fultus is, like, suddenly, like, snaps down, like, huh?
It's fine. Just ignore him. He's being a little bit of a moody bitch right now.
Yeah, ignore me, because I'm totally unremarkable. I don't deserve to be shown off in any capacity.
Anything. It's just, anyway, not the time.
Not the time.
We'll make our way over there. Do we have to head over there now? I was hoping to talk to everyone a little bit longer.
She doesn't
so long.
She doesn't specify when. It seems like just come when you can.
Okay, good.
My mother really doesn't do a whole lot, so. Well, she does a lot, but she doesn't do a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's at that point you can Skortch. You clock your mom, your aunt, Queen Etheria, just taking like quick peeks into everyone's mind in a row until she comes to you. What was the roll that for the light inside? What was that roll? I forgot what it was.
Ooh, right. That is. Wait, where was that? Oh, there it is. Why does it not say? Where is it? Why can I not find it? What is this?
I do think it was a con 15, but I just wasn't sure. I just rolled it anyway. Yeah, no, your mom goes blind for a couple of seconds.
Oh, shit.
Oh, ow, ow. And Queen Etheria, like, she starts laughing a little bit, and also crying a little bit at the same time. As she covers her eyes from the blindness from the light inside, the ability that Skortch has now that she's a phoenix incarnate.
Yeah, it was a con save and 1d4 psychic damage.
1d4 psychic damage? Okay. Ooh, okay. There's only 1 point. That's good. Yeah, she goes blind for a couple of seconds. She goes, oh, wow, you really have. Whew, you've grown up. Just like your mother. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, we have a tiny bit more insight on our mother.
What do you mean?
We found out about the cult.
I don't know what you're talking about. If you want, you can. If you want, you can insight that. I have no idea what you're talking about. What cult? Everyone, if you want, you can make an insight check on anyone in this room.
I was gonna ask if I could.
I want to make an insight on that too.
Oh my god.
As Ken, 23.
I just completely believe her.
As Ken is chewing down cheeses, Ken goes, "That's bullshit," and continues chewing down cheeses.
Insight. Yeah, Skortch. Skortch, you get the feeling that she's lying. Howle, you believe her. Ken, you clock that not only the queen, but King David and King Tiberius, they all know about the cult. Blue, you're unsure whether or not she's telling the truth. But Ken, you clock that all three royals know all about the cult.
Ken is he's just through bites of cheese. He's just saying, "That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit." Don't lie to your kids, he says as he shoves his mouth with a mouth. He says as he Gouda.
Why would she lie about this?
Well, mostly, Queen Etheria pipes up. Mostly because, well, we've omitted some of our history with my sister and the cult, and all of that. She of her own volition joined a cult, and we just don't talk about it. We don't.
A powerful.
Don't like to talk about it.
Being.
You probably should talk about it.
I mean, they're chasing us now.
Oh.
They have
Trying
been.
to kill us.
We've killed a couple of them.
They were responsible for
of the
Etherea's
cultists,
death,
anyway.
Mom. What? They were responsible for Etheria, for Arya's death, Mom.
Damn, that's heavy.
Getting real sick and tired of the lies around this house.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. So, honey, do you want to talk about your own legacy, or do I have to? King David. Yeah. Well, when I ran away from home to seek out my destiny of slaying great beasts, I took the wards of the witch wards, the two sorceresses, Queen Etheria and her sister, and we went off to find fun beasts to kill and adventure, and it was very good, very fun for a time. Where is it? Oh, it's okay. There it is. Until we went and found like a hidden city of elves. Hidden city of elves high in the mountains to the northwest of he takes a second, looks at the sun, and he thinks for a second. North east? And Queen Etheria gives him a nod. A secret village of elves. And they were all very convinced that one day a great spirit of wind would come and liberate elves from all other races. They didn't like me that much. I wore false ears. It was a very fun time. And there was this very charismatic, very long-eared elf. His name was Tyrus, and he seduced his sister, and when we left, she stayed, and then, well, a few years later, we got a message from her. Well, it was 7 or 8 years? 7 or 8 years. 7 or 8 years later, we got a message from her telling us that we need to come and take you kids away from that place. And he's looking at Skortch and Howle. And so there was a rescue mission. I didn't realize that it was strange. We had to smuggle you two out. I don't know, you guys were also very young, probably no older than 4. When we had to smuggle you out, we played a very fun game of peekaboo, and we kept our faces hid for a very long time, and we stuck you in little baskets. And when we finally reached a safe place, we opened the basket and we said, "Peekaboo!" And he's reenacting it in like a very he's doing the hand motions and everything. And it's very cute, but it's a very strange story because it's the more he talks, the more you two, Skortch and Howle, remember the journey out, because you remember after that trip you never went back to what was your home, and you never had to hide again. You never had to not be hiding.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, and so that's when Skortch and Howle were brought into the family. It was about around the time when our little princess Arya was born. Excuse me, I need to. I get so sad. If you would like my love. And Queen Etheria takes King David's hand, and they start to walk out of the grand meeting hall. And you're just left with Brady Bunch, and King Tiberius. And you don't know where they're going, but you definitely can follow. There's no one, they didn't explicitly tell you not to. But from here, basically, what do you guys want to do?
I'm going after them.
Okay.
Hell, you should come with me.
I guess. I mean, I don't feel comfortable being left with this.
Well,
Ken, want to go look around the castle for a bit before everything gets hectic again?
I was gonna go look for the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen's just this way.
David is gonna tag along with the twins.
Okay.
And we're going to follow. You guys all follow the king and queen. And Tiberius just kind of stands there, in what is going to transpire with the Lion Drake and the Wolf King in a room by themselves will truly be an epic spectacle, an epic fight for carnal dominance. But no one will be there to witness it. Anyway, the human king and the elf queen of Paternia walk out of the castle, trailed by the Genasi twins and the half-elf prince, as they walk up to a memoriam. It is a nearly complete jade statue, but it's not like truly a statue. To say it is the jade remains of Princess Arya, stuck together with gold, stuck together in the cracks with gold, and it's nearly complete because Queen Etheria and King David and King Tiberius have all taken a piece to adorn themselves with as a reminder of the child that they lost, and it is laying at the feet of this statue is a whole lot of flowers, a few books, and there is a sunspot in where something small and round was sitting for the longest time. And David clocks it as the place where he placed Arya's owl that he stole that fateful Jyden. And he looks at it, and he just becomes somber and still, and the king and queen hold themselves as they stand in silent vigil. And what do the twins do?
I definitely want to give them this moment. I'll go stand with them.
No.
Howell's gonna kind of quietly stand a little ways away and just think, I think.
David's shield pipes up. Hey, if this is not is this a good time? Because I have some stuff that I need to get you to go get. Yeah, hold on. Just give me a sec. Hey, Mom? So Malachite has kind of become my shield? Oh, that's very cool, very nice. Yeah, he wanted to get some things when he still had legs, and so I'm gonna be his legs for a little bit. Oh, okay. I'll make sure, okay. And David hugs his mom goodbye, and he goes off into the town. Some time passes, and the king and queen let out both a deep sigh, and King David says, "Well, I've got some things I need to get done. Being the king never stops, I guess. I will see you all later." And he excuses himself. And now it's just you and your aunt, you twins.
Get that talking about this is really hard for you.
Mm-hmm.
But our lead on the last beast is the cult.
Of course it is. Let me tell you what I know about Tyrus. He is much older, much older than Grandma, my mother, by about 500 years. And she starts to walk away from the memorial back inside, and she heads with you two into the Magic Academy. Sorry, I burped. And as you guys walk through, she tells you the story. Well, he was the first to hypothesize that the elemental beast had been injured and going to reincarnate in order to heal. And in doing so, he realized that an opportunity to take their power for himself would come to him if he placed himself in the right position. And so he went and took a new name, and he made a cult of the Typhoon, and he called himself Typhon. And his cult members, he made them all get a mark, and he was very charismatic, and that's why my sister fell for him, and that's how I lost her. He had... I didn't know this at the time, but your mother would write to me, obviously, all the time, and she eventually found out that he had started to consume the magic of powerful children. And you two were... Well, you guys were going to be devoured, because you were very powerful. And so she hid you for as long as she could. She hid you for as long as she could because she loved you. And what she didn't know, and that I am now piecing together, is that she was holding the elemental spirit of fire within her in the form of the phoenix, and she passed the phoenix on to you, Skortch. And that made you very powerful, obviously. And what Typhon didn't know that he unknowingly made the perfect vessel for the elemental spirit of wind to come into this world, and that is you. Did you know? Did you know that you were reincarnated spirits?
We did learn that on our journey. Malachite explained a bit to us.
How did he know?
Time traveling.
Time. Oh, chronomancy.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Let's see. And so that's why you had to be taken away. And as we said before, the cult is located to the northeast. But I do urge you not to go.
Well, it's that, or we don't have everything we need for the tarrasque. And, well, we kind of need to defend against that.
You could send your brothers and that turtle. He seems to be very handy.
I need to be there.
Do you really? Does he need to?
We're a team, and I don't think they can awaken the beast without my help. We couldn't awaken the phoenix without Skortch. We couldn't awaken the dragon without our brother Blue.
Huh? What?
Unicorn?
Oh, sorry.
So
I messed that up.
So Blue is also a reincarnated spirit? I thought
yes.
I thought those titles were just things that you did. You not all five of you are reincarnated spirits.
We are.
Well, then none of you can go.
But we need to.
Then none of you can go. If he gets his hand on any one of you, he will absorb your magic and become way too powerful, and then the whole world will be doomed.
And if we don't go, then the tarrasque will doom the world. It's one danger or another, and I'm not willing to risk the tarrasque being something we can't fight.
You don't understand. Skortch, you get a nasty whiff of what you smelled before, but Fred Sanfordson is nowhere to be seen.
That does... So I noticed something really weird whenever we were coming in. There was this awful stench coming off of Fred Sanfordson that I don't remember ever being there.
Fred, and she snaps her fingers, and Fred Sanfordson apparates right to his side. Yes, my lady. You can see that his hands are, like, dripping wet, and his cuffs are also wet. He was clearly in the middle of doing some kind of washing. Skortch, you are hit with the stench, and Howle, you smell nothing. And Queen Etheria bends over and does the... I don't smell anything.
It seems fine to me.
I swear to you that this is... It feels bad.
Skortch, go ahead and make another Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, come on. 14.
14. You clock that the smell is coming from 2 directions now.
Oh, no.
What's the matter? I'm sorry, Fred. You go back to whatever you were doing. Okay, Miss Fred, okay. And he bows and he goes back to his whatever he was doing.
Now it feels like there's 2 locations.
I'm sorry about that.
Are you okay?
Yes. Do you need to go see Martha Ashe?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm fine. I don't get what's going on.
Howle, your patron, like, slips into the back of your mind and says, she's going crazy. Do you think all that Phoenix power is going to her head?
I'll ask for your opinion if I want it.
Hey, man.
I appreciate that you're trying to help, but this isn't the time.
Okay. And it's gone.
Good.
Well, I hope you guys, you guys go and you rest. You've been traveling for so long. Go have some fun.
I want to ask you something else before that.
Oh, all right. What is it?
There's no way you're not aware of that thing that lives below the castle.
There is nothing that lives below the castle.
Insight?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my god. I got a 10.
I got a 16.
Yeah, Skortch, you both, okay, so you both really have you both technically have advantage on this because you know that there is.
Okay.
Technically, yeah, you both get it. Well, yeah, she's obviously lying.
Oh, that's not better. Okay.
No, it's good. No.
Stop fucking lying to us. It's not helpful.
Okay. Fine. The aboleth. Fine. You know about the aboleth.
Well...
Are you happy now? Congrats. You somehow figured out, somehow learned about the aboleth.
I learned about it because we decided to make a pact with it.
Oh no.
Because we didn't know what we were getting into. And now I want to know more.
Well, I guess it's time for a history lesson then. And you guys get whisked away to the library. Let's go to the kitchen with the boisterous boys.
Yeah.
Let's go to the kitchen with the boisterous boys. What are you guys getting up to? Because Will and Grace is doing cooking, and he's doing it in his usual very efficient, very fast pace. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make you guys do some dex checks real fast.
All right. Dex checks.
Dex checks.
Okay.
It's a 19.
There's 19.
Blue?
Just a deck check.
Okay, with the 16 and a 19, you don't get hit in the face with a frying pan. as he spins around from various stovetops to freaking countertops where he's rolling dough out and stuffing various things and frying other things and splashing wine onto other things that splash up into great big flames. What are you guys doing?
Well, you know, Will and Grace, I feel sort of a kinship with you. I'm also a bit of a cook myself. You know, David can't cook for shit.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, have you tried his cooking?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you'd know. You'd definitely know.
Yeah.
It's quite terrible. Anyway, do you need help?
No, I've been trained since the day I was born for this position. I need no help at all.
Do you want help?
No. Stay. No.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna eat shit faster than you can make it.
I grew up. I cooked during Blu Moon's growth spurts. Game on.
Okay, game on.
Oh boy.
Freaking yeah. Go ahead and make best 2 out of 3 Constitution saving throws.
All right.
And you can't retreat into your shell because you're eating.
Fair enough. I was gonna say it. All right. First one. Natural 1.
3.
Best 2 out of 3 con saves. That's what I said.
All right. Oh, 2. 18.
Okay.
Last one. Okay, 12.
He beats you. He stuffs you good. You
get stuffed nice and good.
you get stuffed. He was like very quickly making like what do they called? I love them so much. It's a Chinese dish. Dumplings? Yeah. He was making dumplings like really fast and like deep frying them at very high speed so they came out really fast and hot, and he threw them up in the air to cool, and there was Ken just sitting on, just like standing back and just like a snapping turtle like in the air, like just no, and 10 minutes later, Ken, you're stuffed, your shell hurts, and you're like on the ground, like on your shell, like rocking back and forth in like a pseudo fetal position, and Will and Grace is still stuffing these little food nuggets. Blue, what's your reaction to this?
Good game.
That's Will and Grace for you.
He spins a spatula like a gun and holsters it.
Well, looks like you'll have him lying here for a little bit, so I'm gonna leave him to you.
I'll be fine. And Ken gets up and just kind of wobbles.
Make a con save.
All right.
Make another con save.
Can I withdraw into my shell?
Sure.
All right. 11.
Okay, with an 11, and specifically saying that you withdraw into your shell, you fall to the ground and vomit in your shell.
Will and Grace clean him up.
No, I got it. And Ken like hops in the sink.
And it's at that moment that Fred Sanfordson returns, and it's like, oh, this is not the place for a bath. If you want, I can draw you a bath, or I can have Brady do it. But this is not the place for a bath. Please have your drink.
I fit in here just fine.
Blue, could you help me?
This is your guys' job, not mine. I have things to do.
But sir.
And I'm gone.
Oh no. Okay.
Blue... Ken weighs easily 650 pounds. Good luck.
Blue can lift very big, but well, Fultus isn't on him. There's
I
that.
can lift very big either way.
So you leave the kitchen then?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fultus does follow you because he really doesn't have anywhere else to go, because he does recognize that he has to be with you and go to Grandma's house at some point. So it's more of a convenience thing that he's sticking with you as you exit the kitchen and you find yourself in the main main gathering hall, where you see Tiberius the Wolfman and Artosh both very sweaty and very panting, just circling each other, neither one wanting to give in this eternal struggle of cat and dog.
How's the fight going? Yep. That will always be that way. Okay.
Yep. So are we gonna go to Grandma's?
Well, I was hoping to talk to Dad for a moment, but looks like that'll have to wait till later.
Okay. So you just...
Then yes.
So yeah, you're heading to Grandma's now? You get one of the horses, one of the many horses from the stable, and you ride the short path up to the Oracle Fluoride's house. Which is a very scenic, picturesque cottage in the middle of the woods. There is a stone with a slit in it where a sword used to be. There are bottles hanging from the trees. And go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me, Blue.
No problem. 6 total.
6. You fall into a pit trap full of whoopee cushions. And from above the hole, Fultus goes, I remember when she did that. But wait, wasn't it inside the house? This is outside the house. Did she dig a whole new pit?
God damn it. Oh well.
The door opens from the little picturesque house, and out hobbles everyone's favorite prankster grandma, Oracle Fluoride.
How deep is the hole?
It's like probably a foot deeper than you are tall.
Oh, okay. I just kind of like dust myself off and jump out.
Hello,
Nice one,
Blue.
Graham.
Hello, Blue One. How are you?
Not too bad. You.
Hello, little Blue One. How are you? Hi, Grandma. No, I could sense your I could sense your Tooth's negative energy for 500 miles out over the open sea. I was like, what is that storm coming? And then I realized it was you. You're angry at yourself. Well, I think...
Me doesn't... Oh, sorry.
Oh, you want to go?
First.
Do you want to
go?
go?
It's fine. Go first. I mean, you like to be talking about a big mouth, so go ahead.
Okay, well, it seems to me that he just doesn't like to have fun. And I like to have fun. Oh! Yes, that is something that I've observed. He's kind of a stickler. Kind of a tight butt. Come, we'll make some tea. We'll watch some Golden Girls.
Off in the castle, Ken's just like, man, I could really go for some Golden Girls right now.
And Will and Grace is like, could you please get out of the sink?
I will get out of the sink if there is a jacuzzi.
This is a castle. Of course there's a jacuzzi, says Fred Sanfordson.
Well, why didn't you say something sooner? And Ken
because
runs
we
off
don't call them jacuzzis, we just call them bathtubs. That's how rich we are.
Ken runs off in a random direction, looking for a jacuzzi.
Okay, back at Grandma's house. Yes, come sit down. Which cushion do you take?
What are my options?
There's a big plump red one. There's a shriveled blue one. There is a green one that is an octagon. There is a purple one that is square. And finally, there's a bright orange one that's a triangle. And then there's a big purple bean bag that Grandma sits in.
Okay.
Well, for lumbar.
Oh, Grandma, you really laid out all the nice cushions for us to sit in.
Yeah. Fultus sits on the big red fluffy cushion, and there is no fart sound effect.
Well, I'll sit in the purple one.
for it again.
Ah, good one. Always love falling for them. You're such a good prankster. I appreciate you so dearly. I love you.
Thank you. So I think the root of the problem here is that you both have the idea that you are the same person. Is that at all accurate?
No, I believe into the sake that he should act a little bit more smart and maybe think about things a little bit more critically. We're not the same person, obviously.
Yeah, obviously we're not the same person. I believe I want to have a bit more fun, and he just wants to be a party pooper all the time.
We might die saving the world. How am I being a party pooper?
Well, you know what you
I'm just
keep
thinking of
forgetting?
the possibility
Do you know
of
what
what's
you
going
keep
on.
forgetting?
Oh, what do I keep forgetting?
I already died.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't. So give me a little bit of a break. I haven't gotten there yet.
I think we could benefit from a little bit of memory sharing. So I want you both, Foltis, you might want to get up on the table here. Foltis prances up on a little table. Put your hooves, put your hands on the orb, and it's a big fluorite orb like from before.
Okay.
And there is a great big flash of light. The dusk particles swirl around, and suddenly, Blue, you are inside of Foltis's memories. Specifically, a memory that fills Foltis with dread.
Okay.
You can feel it. It is a memory of two tightly clutched hands. Your hands. Foltis's hands. One is holding David, and the other one is holding Skortch's hand. And David is holding on to King David V's hand, and his hands are clasped around the Great a sword, and that sword is being used as a conduit for the Great Paternian shield. And in the distance, you see the tarrasque. You see Foltis's memory of the tarrasque. And it is this big, hulking, reptoid thing. And it is lumbering towards the castle. And it is steaming with black malice and energy. And you see David shaking in his boots. Just being utterly terrified, but still standing his ground. And you, Foltis, squeezes his hand. Like, assuredly. And in a second, David is gone. Just vanished. Just no longer there. And you see it throw off King David, and you see it throw off Queen Etheria, and you see it throw off everyone. The line is broken. King David's attention, his concentration is thrown off, and the shield, it wobbles, and it breaks. And you are scooped up in the hand of the tarrasque and shoveled into its maw, and you feel death. You feel the pain of being devoured. You understand the memory of death. And go ahead and make an insight check. 20? You start to understand Foltis's reasoning. It's he died, and you see him come back. You see him come back as a spirit that is dust and earth in the sands of Kanch. And you see a much older David walk towards you. And in that moment, you feel relief, but you also feel anger. What do you say to in Foltis's past memory to David, the older David that is now before you?
Where have you been?
Hi, brother.
Where did you go?
I ran away.
You did what?
I ran away because I was scared, and something happened. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but time stopped for me, and I saw everything. And he goes into his saddlebag and he pulls out a Watu, the little turtle. I saw everything after I found him, and I saw a way to fix everything. This is so crazy sounding. I can fix everything. I know how to fix. I need your help.
You led us to die.
Do you? I did. Yes. But I can give you another chance at life. Are you wondering how you're even able to think and be in this moment?
Doesn't respond.
Brother, you've always been my rock, and it turns out, quite literally, you were the reincarnated spirit of Earth. And I am the reincarnated spirit of time, and Skortch and Howle, fire and air. And we were missing one person. I've met them. They're over there with the caravan. And you look out over the sands, and you see Ken, that you don't recognize. He is in a turban, and he is eating it. And I found him.
I'm eating a turban?
You are eating the turban that you are wearing. And
why am I wearing? Okay.
This is your past self from the other timeline. We were missing him.
Really weird fashion choices.
And now that I found him, I have figured out that he is what we needed, and I can put your mana and experience and information into an enormous robot body. It'll be really cool. You'll be a big, rugged, rock-solid tank of a thing that all creatures will look up in awe at, brother. I just need your help. I need you to believe in me. I can save our family. I can send us back in time, and we can fix it. Together. And I promise, I'll never run away again.
And what do you expect me to say?
I was hoping that you didn't think I was completely crazy.
And you'd think I'd come with you?
No. But it was a shot in the dark, yeah. But
Not that it was a shot in the dark. Don't get it mixed up. I will still hate you for running away.
I don't expect you not to.
What choice have you left me? Not to take the offer to save my friends and family, even if they're not my friends and family.
But they will be.
I might get to know them, but they'll never be mine. They'll be
what we could have been.
They'll be someone else's.
They'll be what we could have been, but we'll save them. We'll save them all.
That's fine. We can save them. But none of this bandages up what you did to us. You could have died with the rest of us and saved it. We could have maybe done it. a slim hope of a sliver we could have done it. But even if we didn't, I still would have liked to know that my brother was beside me as I died. Other than disappearing and coming back years later to talk to my spirit about a last-ditch effort hope to save something he regrets. So yes, David, I will come with you. I will become what you need me to be. And I will do it with a smile on my face. But I don't think anyone else here, or anyone else ever, shall hear about what we talked about here and what I have said ever again. Just know, there is no forgiveness, there is no love.
And just
How am I
know,
supposed to love someone that ran away?
don't love me. Trust that I will fight by your side until the very end. This time. And he holds out his hand.
I reach out and grab it.
And the memory ends. Oh! And Grandma Floride goes, ah! Now, how does that make you feel? Voltis? I don't like thinking about that. And how does that make you feel, Blue?
Blue is kind of leaned back in his chair currently, as his hands kind of dropped away from the orb and are just sitting on the table. He's not really looking at... He's looking into the orb still, and as he does, he says...
Not quite sure how this is making me feel, but I know one thing is for certain.
David's a
Voltis,
bitch.
you're going to get on my armor. We're going to go back home. And we're gonna go help save my family.
And we're gonna look cool doing it?
Just for you. As he kind of reaches his hand out towards Voltis.
Voltis raises a little hoof.
Good.
It's at that point that Voltis unfolds and deconstructs and slaps himself onto your back. Now, I think I can make a little bit of a modification. I know David did his little thingy thing, but let me take a look-see or see what I can do. Maybe I can unlock some little grandma magic. Get some cool mechanics going. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, if you install a whoopee cushion on him, I'm going to kill you personally. I love
I'm
you
not
so
gonna
dearly,
install
but
a
that's the
whoopee
last thing.
cushion.
I just don't joke
I'm
about
not
this,
going
Grandma.
to
I
install
know
a
you
whoopee
would.
cushion. I'm not going to install a whoopee cushion.
Fine.
Okay. Blue, the mechanics we discussed. Now is the time.
Okay.
Heck
I
yeah.
will switch that over.
Right on. Let's go back to the castle. For what was Oh yes, the history lesson with Queen Etheria and the twins. So in summation, the Aboleth was the ancient god that King Patrick defeated and founded the very land that we stand on.
Was there no better way to get rid of him than just to lock him underground? I mean, I get that he was powerful and scary, but kind of not safe.
Yeah, it wasn't even child-proof.
I wasn't there. Grandma wasn't even there.
I mean, I'm not asking if you could have done something better. I was just asking if something could have been done better. I don't know.
Hindsight is 20/20, and King Patrick is not known for knowing about magic. Just that he managed to kill a god, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Imprison
that's
a god.
true.
The world thinks that the god is dead, but he's merely imprisoned. go ahead and make. What's your two's passive perceptions?
Mine's 11.
11 and.
Hell, where is that? Oh. 12.
12. You hear a door shut, and the pitter-patter of little feet, skittering away.
Who was that?
Is there anyone supposed to be over here?
Huh. No, I think everyone, hey Maud. Maud, the librarian, comes over. And yes? Yeah, who's on duty? Who's supposed to be here right now? Well, right now it's just me. Dorothy was supposed to come in, but she hasn't shown. Who knows where she is? And Maud goes back to the librarian's desk.
Should we check up on that?
I mean, yeah. Well, I've got other stuff to do. I've got some papers to grade and, teacher stuff. You go and do whatever you feel like you need to. I mean, definitely go around the catacombs, since you seem to know them so very well, and patch that hole. Howle, it's at that point that the patron goes, how about you don't?
How about I do?
Howle, you accidentally say that out loud.
Are we talking to someone?
Yes, Howle, who are we talking to?
The patron. I'm not going to hide that.
Oh. And are you? Skortch, you're not with the... Are you?
Not anymore, no.
See, what did I tell you? That was the patron. She lied. She lied. She's going mad with power.
Look, I'm not gonna get into this with you, of all people.
Fine. But I'm saying she's going to turn her back on you sooner rather than later.
Well, then I guess I'll have to figure out my way around without her.
Okay. Please don't peg up that hole. Please don't do that. I like the light. The light is very nice.
I'm not going to promise that hole won't get patched up.
You accidentally said that out loud again.
Because I don't have to be the one that does it. And I'm just, saying this out loud. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. Queen Etheria, exits with a concerned look on her face.
Yeah, I feel like going to patch up that hole is a great idea. Let's go do that.
Well, I'll help however I can, but we'll see if I can actually...
Well,
I'm sure it's fine.
We know how we got in, so we can make sure that you can't go in that way anymore.
And let's make sure that nobody else is getting in there either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys exit the library, and you hear the same pittery, pattery noise racing down the hallway.
Yeah, I want to chase after it.
Do you as well?
Yes.
We harken back to the bygone days when Skortch and Howle would run around the halls of Paternia. Howle just gliding on the updrift of the fiery Skorch's backdraft. And this adversary that you're chasing darts fast around tight corners and makes many loops around the corridors and halls of Paternia. Until finally, you track this mysterious adversary to one of the royal bathrooms. And you hear inside the bathroom a very deep, very boisterous, almost malicious laugh. What do you do?
I want to investigate where that came from.
Howle?
I want to make an Arcana check in the area.
Go ahead.
Oh my god. What's like the one thing that I'm good at?
An investigation check. Skortch, you know who it is, but you're gonna keep it to yourself for the sake of comedy. Howle, you have no idea. Skortch, you take a crouched, poised position, and Howle follows suit as you stride your way towards the door. From inside, you hear again this loud, boisterous, maniacal laugh, and you smell perfumes. And Skortch, you do clock that stench again, but it's more or less overpowered by these perfumes and sweet, flowery smells. And as you slowly crack the door open, Ken, Skortch and Howle bust in on your bath while you're playing battleships. What do you do?
Oh, hi guys.
Why were you laughing like that?
Because I just sunk this battleship.
Yes, it was a very good move. Fred Sanderson is there, fixing the toys that Ken breaks.
Okay, I'm glad you're having fun.
He takes one battleship and takes the other, and then just smashes one in his other hand.
Okay, that is where we're gonna end tonight's session. I, of course, have been your Dungeon Master, Goon Daddy. Playing Skortch, as always, is the Window Goblin. Playing Howle is Grem the Glitch Gremlin. Playing Emotional Healing Expert, Blu Moon is Jyden the Android. And playing terrible house guest is Ken, a.k.a. SmokeyDBlaze.
What can I say? He doesn't know royal etiquette.